Hey everyone, welcome to Beach Investing. I'm your host, Andre Angelkowski. I just finished hosting a workshop on how to legalize triplexes in the city of Toronto. It was a successful workshop. We are in the winter time right now, and it was a packed house. We had over 30 people there. Everyone was eager and they wanted to learn how to do this. So why does Toronto demand such properties? Why do people want triplexes in Toronto? Well, for a couple reasons. First is duplexes, or houses with a basement apartment, the typical house that you'll find in Toronto. You can't find any quality ones under $900,000 anymore. So the cash flow is not there, or it's very rare to find something that cash flows now in Toronto. So for investors, it doesn't work that well. The second reason is that why do people want triplexes is because that's the new model. They actually work. They cash flow. A well-built triplex in the right location with the right layout and legal is in high demand. So now, what are some of the exit strategies that people can use with these triplexes? There's three of them. First, you can buy them, renovate them, and flip them. They're actually much more easier to do than the single family home because of the high demand that they have. Second is a long, slow flip, which means you buy it, you renovate it, and you sell it maybe after 3 or 5 years. That's a very good strategy as well. The third exit strategy is buy, renovate, and hold for the long term, for long-term wealth for your next generation to take on as well. So, now, if you look back at East York, Danforth, Leslieville, the beaches, so districts E1, E2, and E3, in 2016, just over 2,200 houses were sold in that area in 2016. Out of those 2,200 houses, 73 of them were triplexes, or houses with 3 units. Out of those 73, 8 of them were legal. Out of those 8, 4 of them were turnkey, meaning they had tenants in there, the numbers were there to show to the buyers. Out of those 4, 1 of them cash flowed positive. So can you believe that? Out of the 2,200 houses that sold, 1 of them cash flow positive that was actually legal. So the supply is extremely low and the demand is extremely high. This means that triplex prices and values will just keep going up until it really just doesn't make sense anymore. Now, what makes a triplex legal? Well, the workshop explained it all, so I can't get into it because the workshop lasted 4 hours. So call me, I'll help explain it to you. We had an architect there, we had a insurance broker, a mortgage broker, we had a realtor, we had investors, renovators, all there to explain to us why and how these things work. So just to give you a brief summary on what we talked about. We talked about permitted use. So the architects put a map on the wall and showed us exactly where we are allowed to have these triplexes and where we're not allowed to have these triplexes. So permitted use. Second thing we talked about was parking. How many parking spots are needed in order to make a triplex legal without having to go to committee of adjustments? There's a difference between a duplex and a triplex for these rules, so it's very different. Other things we talked about was means of egress. So how many exits do you need for a basement apartment in order to make it legal? We talked about ceiling height. This was actually a really interesting one. There's a difference between a duplex and a triplex. A triplex, you need higher ceiling height. Very interesting to hear that. And the last thing we talked about was development fees. This is a very interesting topic, but there are development fees when you want to create a duplex and a triplex. So how do you avoid them? Can you avoid them? If you want to find out more, give me a call. You have my number, or go on my website and contact me through there. Have a great day.